Thank you for being here. I sincerely appreciate it. It's so great to see you. Thank you for being here. Today we're going to review Solo, a Star Wars story. And if you haven't seen it, come back later and we can take a look at this. This is just my personal opinion. Nothing factual really about this. I just want to kind of talk off the cuff of some things that really didn't make any sense. And you could tell this was a mess. So if you don't know the backstory behind the production of this movie, there was a director. He was running with it, had the movie made. It didn't do well with test audiences at all. So they had Ron Howard, come in and basically redo the entire movie, or at least a major part of the movie. And you could tell at certain points what did what, or at least that it was different in some way. So it really wasn't cohesive in a lot of ways. Han Solo is such a beloved character. I don't know why you would mess with his background or his backstory at all, just because there is something to be said about a character's backstory and the mystery behind it. And for you to make up your own ideas on how he got his blaster, how he became friends with Chewie, which was dumb anyway, to find out what Chewie was doing, eating people and basically this huge monster. You also have the Kessel Run, which I was excited to see, how he was going to do that in, I believe it was 12 parsecs, and how he did it was cool to see, but it was just a dumb premise. It was a dumb premise. It was like they didn't know what to do with it. I feel Disney, which is the company that now owns the Star Wars properties, has no clue what to do with this stuff. And that's why there's such a divide between fans, critics, and the people that make this stuff. And it's sad, because it shouldn't be that way. I love the spin-offs, and they're doing a lot with it, but they're really taking away a lot of how you put Star Wars on a pedestal. Some people do, other people, they want to know the backstories and everything else regarding that. So, the acting was all over the place. Alden's performance on Han Solo was not great. I think he basically copied Han Solo the best he could. He didn't make it his own. It just felt weird, because sometimes he throw out weird quips that Han Solo would probably say, but the way he said it just didn't hit at all. I didn't mind Glover's performance as Lando. I thought that was kind of cool, but even his backstory was kind of weird. How they hit the mine and they had the revolt. It was like they could have gone in, got what they needed, got out, it would have been fine, but that droid has to go in and unplug all the other droids. So there's a huge revolt. People get shot. Tons of stuff happens. She gets shot. And actually she becomes part of the Millennium Falcon. It's just weird stuff. I mean, we're really starting to get to that Zack Snyder, let's kill Superman, let's bring him back from the dead, let's just do something totally radical and weird with this stuff. Let's not do something totally radical and weird with it. There's so much story that you don't need to make up your own crap about this stuff. And that's what bothers me. At the end, they threw in Darth Maul for like 2 seconds on FaceTime, talking about we're going to be working well together. And then he pulls out his lightsaber for no reason at all. Like we're all supposed to just get up and cheer and say, yeah, Darth Maul. He was the guy behind this. I mean, I guess forget Paul Bettany's character, which they totally did. A lot of reveals in the movie, too, at the end about the bad guy, for lack of a better term, and then the reveal of the bad people, which they aren't bad people, they're actually part of the rebellion or the start of, and that the bad people are actually Darth Maul, and it's just weird. It just gets weird, and there's no reason for that. I didn't care for it. It was I just didn't care for it. I just don't have anything good to say about it. That's the thing. I don't have anything good to say about it other than there was good effects at times. The connections between the characters weren't even good. I mean, the Kessel Run, which I thought would just be the thing in Star Wars lore that you hear about, and they just didn't do a great job with it. It was kind of like, oh, you didn't even really do it. The computer did it, and then you threw a bunch of booster stuff in your in your fusion reactor, and that's how you did it. The computer navigated the Kessel Run for you, so that's how that happened. Anyway, not a big fan. If this wasn't a Star Wars story, I would just completely tear more into it than I did. But I give this an absolute D. I'd see it just to see it, to be in the know of what's going on with the Star Wars story. But it's such a prequel that you really don't need to see. You could probably wait on this one if you really wanted to. But if you really want to see it, go see it. Maybe I brought your expectations down enough where you will actually enjoy it when you get there. If you're kind of on the fence about it, I'd probably wait. You're going to go and you're probably going to be disappointed. If you really didn't want to see it at all and kind of hear what other people say about it, definitely don't go see it. Or maybe see it, I don't care. But don't go see it, and stay home and wait for it to come out on Netflix 2 weeks from now. So don't want them to keep expanding and expanding and expanding, and let's do a backstory in this person, a backstory in this person. Let's not. We definitely do not need a backstory on the bounty hunter. If they do that, I don't know. I mean, I don't care where Boba Fett comes from and what he does. And I saw Rogue One, and I like that. But that's because it wasn't a backstory and all these characters that we didn't really even ask for to begin with. I mean, it was kind of cool to get more backstory on the Death Star. And they talked about in the original trilogy that a lot of people died trying to get these plans. And to see how that all worked, that was cool. That'd be kind of cool if they had more spin-off stories like that, but not just origin stories upon origin stories upon origin stories. That's going to get old very quick. That is my breakdown on Solo, a Star Wars story. I don't think you should go see it. I think you should wait. Like I said, unless you want to be in the know on what's going on. But even then, you don't even really need to see that. So it's really slow at times, and it's boring. That's what I have to say about it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully this helped out a little bit. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will hope to see you soon.